Well, you know, everybody's good at something, and I watched my brothers when I lived in when I was back in Dublin, back in the 40s, born in 1940. So our entertainment was going in every night to the gym beside the house and watching my brothers train. You couldn't have box till you were 11, so you trained to keep you out of trouble. And you went to the National Stadium in Dublin every Tuesday night to the County Dublin Leagues to get up a Friday night and see all the stars at that time. It was just absolutely fantastic. You used to have to walk probably about 3 miles to get there, and then if you'd got no money you had to duck and dive to try and get in. So what's changed? Nothing's changed, but it's great.
Brandon, in between 3 world champions, 6 European, 3 Commonwealth, 16 British champions, how did you manage to still deal with fighters in the community and youngsters in the community?
Well, I was right lucky, or right crafty. I married an English woman who was very, very clever and kept me in tow, so she'd done everything regards of the administration, so it took all that pressure off me, and she was in. Now and again I used to think she was very strict in the gym, but my way and her way, as Johnny's there, she would stand at the door and you had to behave yourself when you come in. So the kids that have got no discipline, you say to them, what's the magic word? And they'd turn around and say, Johnny, abracadabra, say it's please and thank you. You know, because none of, you know, we've got to say please and thank you. I says, well, it makes the system work. When I look at them now, like your Wayne Windles, who is the main manager down at the big, what's the place down the bottom, Meadow Hall, and I look at him going around the place, when all the hard cases or the trouble causers come into Meadow Hall, you know, I've got me distance and watched them, communicate with them, and sort all the problems out. So like with Johnny, when he'd come, a lot was very unorthodox, but it would be called politically incorrect now, but it worked.
Glenn, we saw in Bristol the Advanced Apprenticeship of Sporting Excellence. It was a good structure that we saw there.
I think it's very good. I think, you know, in our day, just to take us off the streets and get us in the gym was good for us, you know, but I think by adding the education on, that's something even better. That's taken it a step further, and I think that can only be good, you know. Give them the discipline first in boxing, but also hit them with some education, and that's where they're going to learn. That's where their attention is.
Brandon, you back in the day used to take us to prison to try and help giving the prisoners a lot of focus, and people just don't seem to remember those kind of things you did.
Well, again, it's £2,000 a week to keep somebody in prison. If you can motivate them, inspire them to change the way of life and the way of living, it's going to help the whole community. But people look at boxing and they think, well, I says, well, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And you look back at the history of boxing, but in the community, as Johnny went through the pubs, clubs, schools, colleges, university, doing exhibitions, and people used to look at us as if we were mad. But it gradually changed a lot of people's attitude, and then, as say, Richard Caburn, who became the Minister of Sport, done a fantastic job, and getting that new facility, the indoor arena and the outdoor arena, built in Sheffield. Sport and music brings everybody and the best out of everybody. I think it's fantastic what's happening.
Thanks very much, Brendan. We know you'll continue your good work in Sheffield. Meanwhile, Glenn, keep those Newcastle